It's time for the Kelly Show. Kelly is an award-winning photographer and the owner of the website iloveclearwater.com. Doug is the author of 4 published books and a contributing editor for Florida Sportsman magazine. And now, here they are.
Welcome to the Kelly Show. Thanks for listening. I'm Kelly, here with Doug Kelly, my better half. And, yes, we have an exclusive interview today on the Kelly Show with David Albritton, Clearwater City Council member, and Sarah Heller from the Church of Scientology. So, Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What is your background? Are you from Clearwater?
I am. I was actually born here in Clearwater. I've lived most of my life here in Clearwater. 3 generations of my family live here, and I'm a 4th-generation Scientologist.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Does the Church of Scientology want to work with people in the city of Clearwater to improve the area?
Absolutely. We love Clearwater. The church has been here since 1975, so we're celebrating our 50th year in Clearwater.
Wow.
Yeah. And people come here, Scientologist parishioners come here from all over the world and all over the country. They come to Clearwater, they visit, and, when they return, many of them return to make their homes here. Mm-hmm. So who
wouldn't?
Yeah, exactly. This is paradise, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, in 2014, the city actually commissioned a study by the Urban Land Institute, which is a very prestigious nonprofit organization made up of real estate professionals, and they advise cities all over the world on what they can do to improve their city. So in 2014, when Clearwater had the Urban Land Institute come here, they studied downtown. And their key recommendation was for the city and the church to partner in the improvement of downtown. So we fully agree with and take that recommendation to heart. We definitely work with the city. We want the downtown to thrive, and we're all here for it.
David Albritton is on the line. David, how you doing? Welcome to the show again.
Hey, how you doing, Doug?
Hanging like a bat.
I'm doing fine. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Well, I'm standing in the middle of cornfields in Indiana, so the reception's probably not too good up here.
Oh,
Well, don't move from that spot because we hear you fine.
yeah.
Okay.
Give us your background, okay? You grew up here, right?
I was born here and raised in Clearwater 74 years ago. I've been here, raised my family. I've had a business here. I've been serving the city for probably the last 2 decades, starting with the Code Enforcement Board. Then I moved to the DDB, Downtown Development Board. I was on that board for, I think, 8 years. And then I got on the Community Development Board. And then I was elected to council. So I've been around Clearwater a long time. And I've seen Clearwater when it was at its best as a child before expansionism took place. And it was a very vibrant downtown, and I can remember that vividly. And I'd like to see us get back to that again.
Yep. That makes perfect sense. And also, what are
Right here.
this? I'm sorry. No, that's.
Yep.
What are some of the ongoing city development projects, like the city hall,
Right
the
now,
parking garage?
Yeah, the City Hall on Myrtle Avenue,
Right.
and we have a big parking garage on the corner of Pierce and Osceola that's going to be starting construction soon. We've got 400 high-end apartments going to be on the bluff on a 20-story building there. That's going to be starting this year, shoveling the ground. It's already been approved, and we're looking forward to that start. And then we have a hotel that's being built right next to the library, and the shovel will go in this month sometime.
Wow.
Probably the end of the month to start that. So that'll be nice to see that going as well. And was instrumental in bringing an intermodal center to the corner of Myrtle and Court Street. That's going to be starting the end of this year. So we got a lot of things happening down in downtown Clearwater.
For sure. We're going to just kick it back to Sarah for just a moment, so hang in there, Dave, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Sarah, why don't you tell us a bit about the renovations in downtown Clearwater and the Cleveland Street Alliance?
Okay. Well, the Cleveland Street Alliance is dedicated to the revitalization of the heart of downtown Clearwater, which is Cleveland Street. The Alliance is made up of the church and Scientology parishioners. For example, Moises Agami, he owns a property that many of your favorite restaurants are probably in, Clear Sky, the Chiang Mai Thai restaurant, Downtown Pizza, Tequilas. And then, like, the Starbucks building is owned by another Scientologist, Shannon Seymour. So all of the Scientologists. So that's the Alliance. And then we have assembled a team of world-class professionals who are doing the design, the construction, and the property management for Cleveland Street.
David, what do you remember?
Oh.
What do you remember as a boy?
Okay. We had so many merchants downtown. We had a bakery. We had 3 movie theaters. We had 4 or 5 different merchants that sold clothing. We had a news store. We had so much on the 400, 500, and 600 block. No empty stores. Everything was full and everything was bustling. But I can tell you this. As a retired contractor, before I retired, I was asked to go in a lot of these different stores downtown to give bids for merchants that wanted to rent, and they were in very, very bad shape, not only on the outside, but the inside as well. And the building Sarah's talking about, the telephone company, a normal developer would have just probably knocked that thing down because it was leaning. It was actually listing into the other building.
Wow.
And they spent, I was impressed that they actually took the time and the dedication to rebuild that according to historic records. And they shored it up with steel beams, and the thing looks beautiful, and it's gonna house really nice merchants in there. The other 2 projects that are underway downtown as well, they're putting a lot of money in those projects. There'll be retail and restaurants, and they're not just stopping there with those 3 projects. They're going on to do other projects. And what you see right now on the Clearwater Cleveland Street Alliance website is a start of what they really actually want to do. Their plan is much bigger than that. And I've asked Sarah, to bring all of that out to show the public. And she's working on it. I know she is because I've stayed in touch with her. It just takes a while to get it into a format that can be presented to the public. But she's been working hard, got this much done, and it looks good. I hope she continues on with the rest of it because it's amazing what their plan is. And I can see that they can really get this accomplished.
Sarah, what type of businesses will be recruited to fill the Cleveland Street Alliance buildings once they are completed?
The retail recruitment is being done by Highbridge, Fairmount Properties, and Street Sense. And on the ground floor, we're going to have restaurants, chef-driven restaurants, and then retail, clothing, services, everything that you could want. Mm-hmm. It's done by Street Sense is an international company, and they do this very, very meticulous research. They have it down to a science, and they did surveys of local residents, tourists, what already exists in the market, and then based on all of that information, they determine what should go where. And it's not just like, a full service restaurant, but they will name which restaurant, as well as some alternatives. And then the retail recruiters go and target those specific retailers.
Perfect. So not a Wendy's.
Not a Wendy's.
I like Wendy's, but not a Wendy's. Nope.
Not a Wendy's in downtown. And, that way we're not talking low-hanging fruit. We're talking about what Clearwater residents and the entire community really want. And, we want them to be successful, too. So we need to have what people want.
Absolutely.
You need to give them a high, not the low-hanging fruit, but the high-hanging fruit. Right?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Sarah, can you describe the plans for the new Elron Hub Hall that will be this venue over the community?
Absolutely. I have a rendering, which, we can see. I know not all of our listeners can, but it is available on our website, Scientology.org. And it's going to be a beautiful facility, a complete asset to downtown. The hall will be able to hold about 4,000 people, and it's going to host Scientology international events. Those events bring thousands to Clearwater, and they will go to downtown. They will patronize the local shops and restaurants. Already, when we host international events here, we are packed out. The church's facilities are packed out, and the overflow goes to, the Marriott, the local hotels. Mm-hmm. So with additional events, we will be they will be full even more often. In addition, one of the really, really fascinating things and special things about this hall is that the floor converts from like theater style seating to a flat ballroom type seating. So you can then have banquets, you can have seminars for up to about 1,500 people.
Wow.
And the facility, the hall will be open and available to charitable groups, community groups, as well as the church events.
Perfect. That sounds like something that's...
Sounds significant to me.
Yeah, going to bring millions.
I love the plan. I learned a little bit about what Scientology wanted to do about 8 years ago when they showed the first plan of just remodeling the 400 and 500 block. This is so much more. This video is not the same video we saw 8 years ago, even though the last town hall, we had some people get up and say this was the same, tired video. It's not. It's a whole different, completely different plan. It's a different video. But, I can tell you this. I've been working hard for the last 20 years to bring vibrancy to downtown, and it's been hard. It's been almost impossible. And, we're starting the city is actually doing things that we have control over now, and we're moving forward on that. But I welcome a partnership with, this plan, because they're going to need the help doing this. The city, they're going to have to get permits, and they're going to have to get approvals to do this. And I'm all for it, because I would love to see the downtown be a great place. ULI that was in here, the Urban Land Institute that came in about 15 years ago, fell in love with Clearwater. And they said this is one of the prettiest cities. It has the most potential of any city on the Gulf Coast in Florida.
Absolutely,
and
I agree.
We just haven't reached that. And this is a chance for us to do this. And Sarah, let me ask you one question here, because I get a lot of emails that aren't positive, and I want to stay positive on this. But some people say, oh, this hall that you're building is going to compete with Ruth Eckerd Hall. They're going to bring in performance in this. And I go, no, that's not the plan. I want them to hear it from you.
For sure. Definitely no competition between the church and Ruth Eckerd. We partner with Ruth Eckerd Hall. If Ruth Eckerd wants to host concerts or in the hall, we would be happy to work with them. But we are definitely not going to be doing rock concerts on our own in the hall.
So no competition with
definitely no competition.
Okay.
All right, because that seemed to be a hot item for a lot of people that we're pointing to, and I'm glad that we finally aired that out. But I'm real hopeful, and to the people that said that they will never do this, they're already doing it. Go down and look downtown and see what they're doing to those 3 buildings right now, and then anticipated more. It's not going to happen overnight,
I
but
think
it's
it's
already
9,
started.
isn't it?
And
yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not going to happen overnight. You're right, Dave.
But the steps,
And one other thing, Sarah, if you don't mind. Sarah, could you tell the public why the church has had its parishioners acquire so much property downtown?
Well, originally when you have the downtown along Cleveland Street, and there were many different property owners, and they wanted to sell their properties, and by having an alliance of people who are working together, we can do so much more than individual property owners who maybe didn't have the resources that those properties needed. And fight, I don't want to say fighting between each other, but, competition. But instead, we have a group of people who are going to work together to make Cleveland Street and the downtown just an amazing place for everyone.
Perfect. And the work looks good so far.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, we are
And
going... Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
One real quick thing. As a retired contractor, I can tell you that property assemblage is one of the hardest thing in development. And the church has gone ahead and done this for assemblage reasons, so they can move quicker on their development and, to make things happen. And it'll come to fruition much quicker than if the city tried to do this. So I wanted that to get out to the public too, because they really don't understand why the church has bought up so much property.
Assemblage is nothing new. It's nothing new in property development. So, yeah. All right. Thanks for adding that, Dave.
Come downtown. Come and see what's there. Come and see what's happening with those buildings and the wonderful restaurants and retailers that are already there.
Perfect.
I'm sorry.
And again, the beautiful rendition of the Elron Hub Hall and the park. Is it park going to have a name?
It's Elron Hubbard Park.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So Elron Hubbard Park. You can see those renditions right now where?
At Scientology.org.
Okay, perfect. And Dave, do you have anything to add?
The only thing I really want to say is let's bring vibrancy back to downtown. We really need it, and this is an opportunity for it.
Absolutely.
So I hope everybody can get on board with that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. How long do you think it'll be before everything changes? Like 5 years?
It's starting now, and we're continuing. These are, again, very old buildings, and they take the work that it takes. But we have our professionals who are working at it, and they're working all day on it. So we're hoping to get it done as fast as possible.